Yo, we live on location. Me and the blackest one. We had to go find one of D Miles' young rooks, one of his old teammates for this one, man. We got the young boy that became a man. We got Dallas, Texas finest, 7-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA. We got LaMarcus Aldridge in the building, y'all. We appreciate you pulling up, LA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Yeah. This one of them killers, my old teammate now. So this gonna be a very, very good one. Marcus, man, man, just thank you, man, for being on the show and rocking with us.
Nah, thanks for having me, man. I mean, I was surprised when Q hit me up. I was like, why didn't you hit me up? You know what I'm saying? And we go, what?
Oh, yeah, I already know, man. Q try to play agent. He try to be big brother all the time. So you gotta, that's my oldest boy. So, I gotta let him do what he do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad everybody is watching and listening to this get to see that I got to do all the leg work, and this is one of his old teammates that I had to contact and set up. That's just.
I gotta let him feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I gotta keep him engaged. You know how you do your kids. So who was the first person in the league to bust your ass?
I've seen y'all ask people this. Y'all probably wouldn't. I mean, Zbo's first, but you talking about in a game. Have you seen practice at Zbo? Like, we went at it, and I enjoyed the physical battle.
Yeah.
If you talking about in a game, Tim Duncan, man, that motherfucker gave me
Big Funder, Mr. Big Fundamentals.
Gave me like 14 straight points, and then hit me on the butt and said, "You gonna be okay." I was like, "Man, don't text me, man. don't root for me after you bust my ass."
And that was the thing about Tim. You can't even be mad at him. He was such a nice guy. You can't even get yourself where you want to fight.
We say the nicest insults in NBA history.
Man, I want to talk shit to me so I can get mad. Not, man, he hit me on the butt like, "It's okay." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you tried. I'm like, man, how do you even get mad at this? Like, he being nice to me right now. But now I remember the story. So they call, I forgot to play. Shit, I just ran it. But then he gets the back screen to the block. So I fight through all the
screen, baseline.
Yeah. I fight through all the screens and I beat him there. I'm waiting for him. Like, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. Boom, bump me, right hand. Okay, cool, come back. Same play again. This time he spins to the baseline, that little one-handed, like little flip shot. I'm like, okay. Yeah, it's like, okay, that's 4. So then they keep running it again. 8, 10, 12, and then timeout. I come to the side, I'm like, "Nate, are you gonna help me?" He's like, "Hey, my motherfuckers, you can't stop." I'm like, "What? Like, let's double team." He's like, "You smart. Like, if we double him,
so let's jump him.
Yeah.
Let's jump him."
Well, let's double this. He was like,
straight up.
He was like, "He's too smart. If we double him, he's gonna swing, and the guy in the corner is gonna
make that right pass.
He's gonna pass to the middle, so we gotta let him go and kill you.
If we double him, it's gonna be 3s. If you get your ass busted, it's just 2s. I'm like, but this shit's embarrassing. Like, we got 12 straight points on you. Like, you want some help, man. I think he finished the game like 28-30, and I'm just, after the game, I'm pissed because he just bust my ass the whole game. And it wasn't nothing like, he didn't rip through and dunk on me. It was just all fundamental, like shoulder work, jump hook, shoulder work, fade away. I'm like,
simple shit.
Simple.
Didn't say nothing the whole game.
No.
Simple shit.
He was encouraging me the whole game. Keep trying. You got this. You got this.
You're going to get better.
Hey, that's crazy.
Dallas, Texas. So just tell us about coming up in Dallas and who put the ball in your hand.
Probably say like my brother and my cousins. They always hoop. Like, these kids these days don't even know like what we did back in the day. Like, you would go to the park on a Saturday and just hoop all day.
No playground hoop for these kids.
Man, they in AC all day. And
trainers. Video gaming.
Yeah, they got trainers.
Yeah,
it's a different speed. But nah, man, like my brother was real good, and we would go to the park, and then my cousins would go along. So I just feel like I was always around it. And, as you know, if you're around it long enough, like that shit just, you know what I'm saying? It just catch on, and I kept wanting to get better and get better. But I would say like probably like my brother and my cousin put it, you know what I'm saying? Like, put me engaged with it.
Was you always like the tallest guy in school when you was coming up?
Yeah, always, man.
Tallest guy in the class, all the
You
time.
taller than your brother too?
Yeah, he was 6'8". I'm 6'11". So yeah, I was taller than him. He was always big brother until like sophomore, junior year.
You got even with him.
Yeah,
Right.
I became big little brother then, and I started teaching him lessons. But yeah, he was always better than me until like sophomore year.
I ain't have a brother, but how was it like getting to that level where, you know, your brother is winning against you, you coming up under him, and then like that tell us that first game that you actually like beat him for real.
First of all, like the shit's frustrating because it's like you be out there giving him the whole bag, and you ain't getting close to winning. Like,
He's just smarter than you.
Yeah. And at that point, he's stronger than you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More experience or whatever. So, it was like frustrating. Like I'd be out there like thinking I got all the bag. Like I'm in the bag deep and I ain't getting nothing done. But then my sophomore year, I remember he was like, "Let's go play ones," and I was like, "Let's get it." So we went to my high school. I had an actual key at the time. Went in there, and I remember I was hooping against him, and it was like easy. I was like bodying with the shoulder, then fade. I was like,
Right.
"Hold on, like did I figure this shit out?" And into the basket, kind of pump faking. He flying by, I'm dunking, and I'm like, I think I was in my head so much when I was younger that I wasn't really reading what he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I slowed down and used my skills, and I was like, hold on, man, like he ain't that much better than me no more. And I remember first game was like 12-2. He was pissed. He was like, run that shit back. I was like, bet. That's what I'm Second game.
I got you now.
Exactly. Same thing. It was like 12-3. He was hot too. And I was like, man, I think I figured you out, bro. Like I'm stronger than you. So just use my strength against you and like I'm gonna win every time. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he was way quicker than me. So that day he was sick. He went home to mom's and was like, man, this and just was going off and like and I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like you beat me 1,000 times, bro. Like give me my 2 times. You know what I'm saying? But I think that built my confidence up. Because when you got this one person always killing you, you know what I'm saying? Like you get better, but you don't feel like you're really getting there. And when I beat him, I was like, you know what? I think I am ready now. You know what I'm saying? Like that gave me my extra confidence to go kill more during the season.
At what point when you would say like in high school would you point to what after you beat your brother to like as far as like your total game and the notoriety started to come, you started to, you know, be able to showcase yourself more?
No, I would say freshman year. Back in the day, man, Dallas was stacked. Like Chris Bosh, myself, same district, played against each other. You had Brian Hopkins. You had all these like Dallas legends to me, all in the same little area, you know. So when I played my first game against Dallas Lincoln, I went to Seagoville. I balled out. We got our ass kicked, but I held my own versus Chris. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I had like 28-12 or like a good ass night for like, you know what I'm saying, like a freshman. And I think after I played well against him, that's when the whole city and all the scouts was like, hold up, like, because Chris was the man. Like, he was, he had won state. They went 42-0, and like they were a national champ. So like, you had to get through Chris to kind of show, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were him.
Who you are, yeah.
Exactly. So when the whole hood came out and they saw me play well against him, then they kind of stamped me like, you know what, he up next. And I feel like that built my confidence, being able to go against the best big in the city and hold my own. I feel like from that moment on, I just went up and up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How was it going through high school, building your rep up, and you hearing your name being with the McDonald's game and being one of the McDonald's players? I know you look at the history of the people who came before you to be a part of that group of saying that you wanted the best in the country. How was that for you?
Man, it was like a full circle moment for me because like I went into high school. My mom moved to Seagoville to get me and my brother out of trouble. So we went to this little small town just so we couldn't be with the people that we were hanging with, so we could not get in trouble anymore. So go to this small school, don't really like it because I'm missing all my homeboys back in Pleasant Grove. Yeah. And then so then I was being stupid or whatever, as the world knows now. I kind of told some of it, I was being stupid or whatever, and then I met my high school coach, and then, he kind of got me on track. So for me to have somebody say, hey, trust me for at least 1 year, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm going to change your perspective on going to college. Because growing up in most Black households that's lower income, you don't even think about college. You just thinking about, I'm going to graduate high school. Like my whole thing was like, my mom said like, you got to finish school. So my goals weren't even thinking about college. It was like, I'm going to graduate and, like I'll figure it out, which is a terrible plan. But so then he was like, nah, like you come give me 1 year and, like work hard, get in the gym and kind of, like follow my program. I promise you, like, like your view on college and like going to go play ball is going to change. So for me, it was a full circle moment because I trusted him. I, stopped smoking, stopped doing all the dumb stuff. And then it paid off. You know what I'm saying? It was like a moment where like he was able to look at me and said, thank you for trusting me. And I was, it was me looking back saying, thank you for believing in me. So for me to be in the McDonald's game and to have him there with me, and it was a cool moment. It was just a little sour because I had an actual stress fracture in my back. So I couldn't play well. Because that's the game that like Dwight Howard balled out, and he got drafted. J.R. Smith shot threes from half court.
Yeah.
He got drafted. Yeah. So it was like everybody kind of showed what they could do to the scouts, and then they got drafted. Well, my back was messed up. I had a stress fracture, so every time I would turn to the side, I just couldn't move for a while. So I'm in the game, but I really can't move like that. So it was like everybody kind of had their opportunity to put their name out there for the scouts, and I didn't really have my, my opportunity. So I was a little mad about that, but to be in the group, like with those guys, to be recognized as, like one of the best high school players, that was cool for me.
Did you think about going straight out of high school? Did the injury kind of slow that down for you?
Yeah, the injury was a part of it, but then I had got with somebody that helped me kind of get my core stronger because, man, I got 2 sons now. I'm going through this now. Like they always want to throw weight on your back and have you deep squat when you 6'9", 6'10", and ain't nobody really studying like the evolution.
The physics of
it.
Yeah,
like you're not studying how to lift anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't need to be having 300 pounds on your back when you're, like so skinny. It's other ways to get strong, but that's a whole other conversation. But so like for me, it was just about I didn't want to go I didn't want to go mid first round to late first round, and then I was already in.
Yeah.
So if I'm going late and I'm hurt, then like I feel like my chances to succeed were going to be worse.
Could it be anybody else that almost got you instead of Texas?
Yeah, it was. So my list, like my final 3 teams, it came down to Carolina, Texas, 4. Carolina, Texas, Florida, and then Oklahoma.
Everybody love that baby blue. Carolina.
Man, I was excited.
Carolina blue.
I was excited. Man.
So which one of them teams that almost got you from Texas?
Well, Oklahoma, man, they worked hard. I just couldn't go to Oklahoma being from Texas. Like for me, it was tough, but they worked hard. But it came down to like Florida. I feel like I almost went to Florida. But they were stacked. So it was like it came down to this.
Yeah.
UT had just went to the Final Four, I think 2 years prior with a TJ Ford. So back in the day, you make it to a Final Four, that makes you an elite team. Once you're elite, you get more TV games, you get better gear. Like they can't
shout out my dog TJ, man. That's my dog right there. That's good people. TJ the home.
Yeah. So once he took them to the 4, then they became an elite team and they lost everybody. So it's like I can go to Florida and they stacked and not really get a lot of time, or go to Texas who get the same stuff that they get and I can go play. So I picked Texas just because, you know what I'm saying, I was able to go ball out early and not have to wait.
You have one of the best mid-range jumper in NBA history. Like, who taught you how to shoot? Or when did you get the touch and, to shoot the way you shoot?
College. First year, we like 5 games in, I'm like killing. And then I get hurt. I mess up my hip, miss the whole season. And then that's when I'm having like regrets of, man, I could have had millions and now I'm kind of broken. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of messed up.
Right.
So then my coach, Rick Bournes, came to me and he was like, so what do you want to do to get better? I said, man, I'll do anything. He was like, well, go sit on this box. Because I couldn't walk for like 8 weeks. I was on crutches because they had to reconstruct my whole hip joint. Like I had cracked the ball, I tore all of my ligaments and stuff. So like they had to do everything in there. So I was 6 weeks in college on crutches, and that was like hell. So I sat on the big box and I would just do one hand shots. Yeah. Slowly I was like, I would make 100, I would scoot back. And then by the time I was almost back to playing, I was sitting at the 3-point line and I was just shooting one-handed shots and I was swishing it. And then what I did was I reprogrammed my muscle memory, because like at first when I used to shoot, I used to do this at the end. So like it was kind of ugly. You know what I'm saying? So
your rotation was going
man,
like
that shit was all over the place. Missing, going all over there. So but then I did that for a whole 6 months of just like muscle memory. I did it all day. Like, back in college, like you would practice, like twice a day during, camp or preseason, or whatever you want to call it. So they in there, I'm in there. I'm in there all day just doing it. So by the time I came back that summer, I was playing like open gym again finally, and like my shit just felt good. But it was like the focus of starting close and doing one-hand shots, and you just kind of get that touch. And I think, having shit 6 months of just one-hand form shots, by the time I came back, I just had that touch. And then that following year, I balled out and I ended up, getting drafted.
Yeah.
But when I came back, my shot just felt like crazy. Like I could tell when it was off, when it was on. You know what I'm saying? Like you get that touch when you just get 6 months of just doing form shots. After that, I was good.
Yeah. So being at Texas is one of the premier schools. How was it leaving home, finally
Austin.
and going to Texas, big in football? I know it's crazy down there in Austin. And having them horns on your chest. How was it when you first got to Texas?
Man, I loved it from day one. I became real cool with Vince Young and Selvin Young, and like they're like big brothers to me. Like took care of me, kind of showed me around.
Yeah.
My second year that we balled out, we won like best, I think, college sports school because track and field won, Vince won, baseball won. So it was just like that year was crazy for us. Like all the teams was just doing their thing, man. It was
the whole campus crazy?
Man, it
just
was,
lit?
man.
What was that like?
Was
Everybody
hype,
winning?
Man. You know what it was like, but it was just it was just hype. Like everybody was just always like on one because it was just like, man, everybody just kept doing their thing. And then we went to the Elite Eight, like one game from the 4. So we did our thing, but not as good as everybody else. But it was just like, man, the campus was lit that year. Everybody was just hype.
What made you make the decision to go in the draft? You felt it was just time and it was ready?
Yeah, I was always supposed to be one and done, but as I said, like that injury kind of prolonged.
Slowed you down.
Yeah, so I was always gonna be one and done. So for me, it was just like I balled out that year, and then they were saying I could be number 1, number 2. So I sat down with my mom, like, well, if I can be number 1, number 2, there ain't no point in coming back because I was like, if a guy goes to school to be a lawyer, and and he finishes and he can be a lawyer, like he wouldn't just stay in school for no reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can go do what you want to do. So I'm like, why come back and then ruin my chances of going number 1, number 2 and get hurt or something? Like I'm out of here. So for me, it was just time. And then I had a bunch of teams that were really, really interested in me. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like go while you hot and don't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like some players might have stayed too long in college and then I feel like they weren't getting hot to like on the bubble or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Tell us about your draft experience. Like, when we get
how
drafted,
many the workouts in the declaration. How all that go? You probably like D Miles. You top 5 guys. You just go on dinners and sit and meet with the owners. Don't really, they might check your body fat or something, but you ain't really doing an audition. You ain't sparring with nobody I had to do.
I didn't spar with nobody, but I did do some workouts though. So. I think I did 3 workouts. I did Toronto number 1, Chicago number 2, and then I did Portland number 4. And it was all good, man. Like, you know how it is, man. When you a Jordan fan, like when they flew me in for that workout, I like hit the ground like, man, this is it. I'm about to kill this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I didn't even know wing player. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in there, but I was like, walking into that, practice facility and just knowing that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in the same city as MJ. Like that had me hot.
Yeah.
I killed that workout. Like didn't miss a shot, ball handling, like off the dribble. Like I probably missed like 2 or 3 shots. I'm like, you know what? It's done deal. I'm coming here. Like I killed the workout. So then after the workout, they had me go to the weight room or whatever. And like D-Miles, like we wiry, but like I'm strong. I'm just wiry. So, like they was testing me and I was solid, but then it went to the little squat test. And then like I did some squats and like my ankles came up and they were like, Oh no. So yeah, like we can't draft you. Like you have tight ankles, so you're gonna have knee problems, and you won't play, and you won't play longer than like 2 or 3 years. And I was like,
wow.
what? So then, bro, like I was so sick, I called my
and they said that to you.
Told my agent. They didn't tell me that. They told my agent.
Yeah, like the Bulls organization used to say some of the wildest shit.
They be making up some stories. So I called my agent. I called my agent, and we called my trainer from my college who did all this stuff. He was like, his ankles are tight, but it won't be an issue. He showed like some tests I did, blah, blah, blah. They were like, nah, he won't play longer than 3 or 4 years. And then, my first 5 years in the league, I averaged the most points versus them motherfuckers. I was sick. Like, I should be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I belong here. Like, I was
and then
sick.
they actually drafted you and traded you on draft
and
night.
that was even worse. Like, I was like,
name.
man, like, y'all almost had, So I was sick. So then I went to Portland. I killed that workout. But I wasn't really feeling Portland, which was crazy. I was like, I'm going to, like, the Bulls are going to figure this out. I'm going, I'm going to be with the Bulls. And they were like, well, we don't know. Like, we really like you. And I'm at dinner, like, I don't really know about here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the F I was thinking, but I'm in there like, I don't really know. Like, like, I probably won't be here. And, like, I'm really playing it off. Looking back, I was kind of dumb in the moment. And so then I did not want to go to Toronto to work out because I was like, I don't want to be out of the country. I don't want to be in Canada. Like, everybody know, like, they taxes are ass. Like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Like, it's disrespectful if you don't go to the number 1 pick. Long story short, I go up there. I'm a pro, so I work out. And I actually did my best workout ended up being there. And I'm like, oh, shit. So then they called me, and they were like, well, Chris is our guy, and Chris wants us to draft you. And I was like, man, I would love to play with Chris, but I don't want to be a long-term center in the league. I'm like, I ain't trying to guard Shaq. I ain't trying to guard, all these big heads. Like, I'm more of a power forward. I'm like, I would
big, strong motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, man. So I was like, I'm not trying to play center. And they were like, well, we think that we can play off of each other. And long story short, like, my agent was like, well, he doesn't really want to play the 5, so we don't think that this is going to be a good fit. The next one, they were like, okay, well, we kind of like Bargnani anyway. That was our first choice, but Chris really liked LA, same city, and they play well together, blah, blah, blah. So then I was like, well, I don't really want to go there. So then that's when I ended up, going back to Portland or whatever, and then everything went good. But the process was easy for me, man. It was just, as you said, like, you ain't got nobody in there with you, so you got to be in great shape. You got to make your shots, and you just got to show your skill level. And if you go do that stuff, then you're good.
How was it for you when it was time to go to the draft? Did you take all of your fam? And it was in New York, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, I was excited. Yeah, we
like shaking the commissioner hand. How was all of that?
It was cool, man. Being from where we from, like, to go from, what I'm saying, that to that stage is kind of surreal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you work your ass off and you doing all the extra lifts and shots, whatever. For that moment. So then when it really happens, it's like, man, like, this shit's really here. I wasn't really nervous in the draft room because my agent, he called me like 2 hours up before the draft, and he was like, are you going number 2? The Bulls are going to get you and they're going to trade you down to Portland. So when I was actually at the table, I was very, like, calm, very confident, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, that shit can be, you know what I'm saying, kind of stressful if you're supposed to go 2 and you start going down to 3 and 4. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I wasn't there very long. And then that's when my agent kind of gave me the idea. He's like, why don't you do something different? And I was like, do like what? He was just like, well, just do something. So then I put the Texas hat behind my back. And that was the first time that David Stern had put on a college hat and I had on my NBA hat. That was the first time he had done that. He put the hat on for 2 or 3 seconds. So I didn't, he had took it off, but I just wanted to try to do something, to show homage
different
to my school or whatever.
Well, I feel like the Blazers won the draft that year with you and B. Roy. How was it coming in with B. Roy and coming to the Blazers and coming to Portland? Because I know you probably ain't never been to Portland a day in your life.
Nah, it was cool though. Like, I liked it. It was cool. I think I had heard stories, being where I'm from, I wasn't worried about the stories, but it was like I heard a bunch of stories that were like Trailblazers and this and that, where I'm like, it can't be worse than where I'm from, but it was just, I wanted to see it from, see it for myself.
yourself.
And then I I get there, it's green as fuck, like trees everywhere. Like, I'm from Texas, like everything's dry,
Yeah.
it's flat, and it's just you get
Right.
there and that shit just hit.
Mountains.
Yeah, and like
raining every day.
every day, man, like that Forrest Gump scene, rain coming from the side, rain coming up, that shit's crazy. But nah, it was cool. Like I got there, and then I kind of feel like they embraced me a little bit right away. Not as much as B. Roy, so I had to kind of earn mine. But I think it was cool for me to see like the vets, and then like I was around you and Zbo, and it was for me. It was just funny sometimes, like you y'all would be just being y'all, but y'all would get crucified, man. It was like I'm laughing because it would be like one time you was like, man, I get in trouble just because I'm around Zbo sometimes, and I don't even be doing
You know that's right. You know that, don't you? I feel like you didn't get embraced right away like B. Roy, because I feel like when you came in, you was definitely ready to start. You was ready to play right away. You just had a guy that averaged 20 and 10 in front of you.
I had a motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? B. Roy didn't have that. We didn't have no wing guys that B. Roy had to come behind. I think it just slowed your pace down. But I thought they were very excited about what you was doing.
Yeah.
It was just Zbo was averaging 20 and 10, and it was hard to kind of get the rope. I used to love when they actually played y'all together sometimes, because I felt it was better because he was left-handed. I felt y'all fit together like how when we used to have Sheed.
Yeah.
Like, so both of y'all liked the opposite blocks anyway, so we could have go back and forth.
Yeah.
To watch B. Roy win Rookie of the Year and do so well, how much did that motivate you the next year? Because the next year you came in even better.
Man, it like lit a fire, because I was like, I wasn't jealous, I wasn't envious, I was like competitive.
No,
like,
never.
I want to shine with him. I want to grow with him. I want the opportunity with him. So for me, it was like, well, I got to go work my ass off even more so I can prove to the organization I can be with him. So Coach K was there. Caleb Canales, he was there for me. So every time I didn't play, I'd be like, hey, don't go home after the game. Tell them to leave the lights on the court, and I'm going to get on the court, I'm going to shoot. So go the whole game. I didn't play. I would stay after the game, and I would shoot on the court, because I was like, if I ever get my opportunity, I want to make sure I'm confident to play on the floor. I don't want to be confident to be in practice. I want to be on the floor.
Right.
So every game I didn't play, I would stay after, and I would shoot 300-400 shots on the floor. So it's like, once I get my opportunity, I'm a be and work so hard on this floor. I'm gonna be confident to play. So it was cool to see B. Roy shining so quick, because it was so easy for him. Like the motherfucker was just talented. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just
that motherfucker. He didn't do nothing wrong.
Bro,
He was like, damn.
Got to the rim.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, like could shoot the three, get to the rim, got the midi, had the cross. I was just like, I know why he was, like moving so quick.
Yeah.
He was that talented. So for me, it was like, how do I get to where I can shine with him and like play with him? And I feel like Zbo, you never want anybody to get hurt, but when Zbo had broke his hand, I got my opportunity. That's when all those nights of staying and shooting on the court after the game paid off, because as soon as I got my opportunity, I was ready to go.
Yeah. B. Roy, I was looking at him, I was like, wait till he play D-Wade. Wait till he play Kobe. And then he played them and did the same shit. I was like, oh shit, we got one.
Yeah.
I love what you just said, man. That's something that these young kids should pay attention to and need to hear from guys like you, 7-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA dude. Like, when you was young and not getting a chance to play, you wasn't throwing a pity party for yourself. You wasn't going to the club and just wilding out and just like partying it away.
Shit, you can't go nowhere in Portland. Portland don't got all that shit down there.
Man, you ain't gotta have that though, Black. You know, all you gotta do is have a bottle and some homeboys and you good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for you to stay locked in and say, no, grab a coach and say, I'm gonna get out here and be prepared, so when my time do come, I was on that shit.
Yeah, no, you're right. And like, that's what I always try to tell that story, and I always try to say, like, use the guy that's in front of you to get better. I tell everybody that Zbo bust my ass at first, but I didn't run from it. I didn't get scared. Like, I embraced that shit, and him busting my ass made me better, because I started to go back and
made you so much better.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you feel when the organization committed to you? They trade Zbo off, and like, you were next in line, so they committed to you being the 1-2 punch with B-Roy to move the organization to another level, back to its glory days of making the playoffs and doing everything that they was doing?
Nah, they got rid of the Jailblazers finally. Yeah, you're right. Got your ass a lot. I was playing. I'm just playing. Nah, man. It was for me as y'all said, as Q said, like all those nights of going back to the gym. Like I didn't play tonight, but I'm gonna get some work in. You know what I'm saying? Like hitting the weight room harder. Like all those nights paid off when like Nate hit me. He had hit me on the cell. He was like, "Hey, what you doing?" I was like, "Nothing. It's, it's like summertime or whatever." He was like, "Hey, well, the draft's tomorrow, and we think we want to trade Zbo and make you our starting power forward." He's like, "Do you want that?" I was like, "What the fuck? Hell yeah, I want that." He's like, "Are you ready for it?" I was like, "I've been ready for it." So then I hung up the phone up. I called my mom. Like, man, I started telling her everything or whatever. So for me, that moment of like, I think I showed them like, even though I wasn't playing, as you said, Q, I didn't pout. I didn't have a pity party. I didn't say fuck this. I didn't go the wrong way. I kept pushing. I feel like that showed them like, you know what, we can believe in him. So when they gave me my opportunity, I was ready to go. But nah, man, it felt good because it felt like all the things I did before that were kind of paying off for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you definitely worked your way to it. You earned everything that they gave you and so forth on. To hear during that draft, to hear you getting Greg Oden to come here. Like, I have conversation with guys and I be like, man, if he was healthy, it would have been a problem. Like, I'm talking about, like, I never seen a big dude just move left hand, right hand, clog the lane. He can do everything. If he would have got a chance to play, they would have really seen how good Greg Oden is. And I tell them to this day, KD is KD. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, true.
But Greg Oden should have been the number one pick. Because when he came in and we seen the shit he was doing, it was like, what the fuck is this?
I always say it's all, I mean, everyone knows it's always easier to say KD should have been number one, obviously, because he's so freakishly talented for his mind, his ability, the height. But how often does a guy like Greg Oden come around where he got hurt in college and played the whole season left-handed and made free throws? Like, come on, like, this is a very talented individual that could run fast, was athletic, could score,
stupid athletic,
played amazing defense for a big. Like, I watched him block everything in the lane. So it's like
everything.
So it's hard to look past how good he was. And when I heard that we were getting him, I was like, oh man, because then that made sure I was going back to my natural position at the power forward.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have this dominant motherfucker next to me. So then, like, I'm gonna be getting easier shots because he's so dominant that they're gonna forget about me. So then that's how it went.
Yeah.
He would be dunking on motherfuckers over and over again, and they forget about me, and I'll be getting wide open jump shots, layups, because he was that good. So I agree with you. If he never got hurt, man, like, we definitely make some noise and like make a good like run with him because he was that good. Like, I remember, like, we went. It was funny, man. Back in the day, Yao Ming, man, like, he played against Yao the first time, I think, in Portland. I think he played well.
In Portland.
Yeah, he played well. So then we went to Houston the next time. Yao was like on one. I had never seen Yao so aggressive in my life. And like, he's usually like the biggest, nicest guy, but he will bust your ass. But he never was aggressive. He like hit Greg with a shoulder. He had spent off. He dunked that bitch, and he said, "Ah!" I said, "Oh, I ain't never seen him yell before." Like,
he was pissed at Greg.
Yeah, like, he felt like Greg was that good to push him to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted to make sure Greg was like, "You're good, but I'm still him." So like, that's how good Greg was. He made motherfuckers play better because they wanted to make sure he didn't take their name from him. So like, Yao came with it, and he bust Greg ass, but Greg made him be ready for that though.
Yeah, because Greg was fucking ready. Like I said, I'm playing one-on-one with him, top of the key, and you playing one-on-one at center. You expecting him, he don't supposed to move like that.
Man,
this motherfucker was moving like, like he moved through. I'm like, man, nah, this crazy. This different. How you gonna play a center like one-on-one like this from the perimeter?
Yeah, he just had handles, and he moved crazy good to be so big. It was crazy.
Yeah.
While you was there, like y'all had crazy injuries and crazy luck with injury. Like, did you ever feel like walking around scared? Like, man, do I need me a lucky rabbit's foot? Like, y'all was getting Joel Prisabella tore his ACL in the shower. Like, y'all was getting crazy injuries.
Yeah, actually, I did think about it a lot. And we had a thing that every trainer, every coach knew, and then even the announcer knew. They could never call me a center because every center had gotten hurt that year. Even the backup centers would get Greg.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Everyone got hurt that came in at center. So like, even when I even when I went to center, like during the games, like I started, they would be like at power forward. Like they never would call me center because we felt like
they had to keep the mojo right.
That season was so like weird and like we felt so cursed that it was like anybody that's at center gets hurt. So like they never would say I was at center. Like they would say fucking a guard was at center and like put me at wing, but like it was that scary that year for sure.
That was around the league. We was looking like, bro, like, and then to see like big Prisbella did it in the shower, we was like, yo, they got issues. Like, can nobody over there stay healthy? Like, it was crazy.
It was cursed. It was a curse around Portland.
Yeah, those Jailblazers left us that curse, man. Left us.
Hey, that's what I wanted to know. What was you thinking when you first got to that team and you got to the car show? When you saw they cars? Because I remember like how y'all little ramp is and you come down, and I just remember when we used to come. D Miles got the spaceship. Yeah. Zbo got this. I was like, what did you think when you got there? Like, oh, okay, this is what we doing, huh?
I'm a car guy, so like right away I saw D Miles had the Maybach all blacked out on 23, 24s, whatever it was, and then you go ahead and make like the Phantom, like, and then you had the Phantom too. Yeah, like y'all, their car game was crazy.
Yeah, did the Phantom tonight?
Yeah. When I went to
boys had everything.
When I went to both of their houses, man, like they both had like expensive cars just outside in the rain and the snow. Like you go to D Miles' house, you got his Phantom outside, a fucking Maybach outside. I'm like, bro, like you got too much money to just. You got to do
I have enough garage space to put them all up in there.
Yeah, fact. You went to Zbo house, it was the same thing, but times 10. He got Bentley coupes on flat outside, brand new, like on flat. I'm like,
on flat.
He had so much money, man. I was like, man, this is what it is. Like when you got this money, you can do what you want to do.
Tell us about your first All-Star game when they first announced you made the All-Star game, and tell us about when you walked in that locker room and seeing the rest of the All-Stars and seeing your jersey, like, all right, so I'm coming into my own.
It was special for me because I should have made it the year before, but that's the year that Kevin Love had that 30-30 game, and shit, 40-30 game. I don't know. He was just like
yeah, he was getting 20 rebounds a game. It was getting crazy out there.
Yeah, so they didn't win no games, but his stats were stupid. So then he got in over me. But that was the year that I led Portland to, I think, the playoffs or right at the playoff line. So I was mad because I was like, well, I'm out here doing this shit right. I'm leading my team, you know what I'm saying, to winning, and I'm putting up this stats.
Winning, yeah.
But then that bothered me. So then the next year I made it, and then I walk in the locker room, and it was like Tim and Alan was like, well, you should have been here. And I feel like for me, to have the OGs like stamp you right away, like you should have been here last year. Like, and then Dirk's always been like, Dirk's been really cool because I'm from Dallas and I would always come home. And I feel like Dirk and Tim were like, man, you should have been here. And even Cole said, like, I feel like having those guys stamp me was like, you know what, if the OGs see it, then that means that I should have been here last year. I think, and that was kind of a good moment for me. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't it crazy to see Duncan? You walk in the locker room, it's Duncan, Kobe, Dirk.
Bro.
Probably who else? Steve Nash was in. Was Steve Nash in that?
Yeah, bro. I sat in the corner and I didn't even talk. I was just looking around like these motherfuckers.
Like you ain't say shit.
They didn't talk to me. I didn't say shit to them. I just sat in my chair.
You just followed them. When everybody left out the locker room, I followed y'all.
It's like cool. Like, bro, I was in that motherfucker just sitting like, yo, I'm in here with all these Hall of Famers. Like, this shit's crazy. It was, but they were all cool with me. But when you walk in the room, like, it's a little intimidating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the real
for your first one.
Yeah, your first one. But then your second one, it gets easier. But the first one was like, man, I'm finally here. I'm with all the OGs now.
just being in Portland and not really being a championship contender, but being a good team, for your peers to appreciate what you brought to the table? Because B-Roy goes out. You kind of left as the last Mohican of that squad when you first came in, and you holded it down, but your peers appreciate you. They gave you all NBA. They was counting you for All-Star, saying that you're arguably the best power forward in the league.
Nah, man, that was dope to me because it was like, you get it on fans, but I don't really go out. I'm not no flashy guy. I ain't gonna be posting on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of an introvert type guy, so it was like I'm never gonna get the fan vote. I'm not gonna be D-Miles doing the windmill and hitting my head. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really be flashy enough for the fans to follow me like that. So for me, it was like having my peers be like, you know what, this motherfucker was solid this year. He should be in the game. I feel like I always took value in that because it was like, these are the guys I'm going up against. These are the guys that got a scheme against me. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers that double team me. For them to feel like I'm that much of a problem to, put me in the game, like these coaches are feeling that. So for me, it was more respect for me getting in, how I got in, just because I felt like those are the guys that you're actually seeing on the floor. Those are the guys that's actually having to coach against you. So for them to be like, when you're an all-star, I feel like it meant more to me because, you know what I'm saying, like those are the ones that's actually in the game. So for me being in Portland and, not really being a big personality and still making the all-star game like that was really
NBAs and all that.
Yeah, like that was a step for me that my body of work was starting to get better, and then all my time I was putting in was paying off because, like, all my family said, yo, when you play on TNT and that game going at 9 and it's 11 here, I wasn't watching your game. So half the country,
I'm dozing off on the East Coast.
Half the country wasn't even watching me. You know what I'm saying? So still get in was dope for me for sure.
You got the opportunity to play with 2 Rookie of the Years. You got a chance to watch Brandon Roy. Then y'all draft Damian Lillard. What was your first impression of Damian Lillard when he came to the team?
Very confident, very confident, very felt like he was very experienced, but he wasn't. Like he hadn't been there, but I feel like he was so ready to learn and he was so poised that it seemed like he was older than what he was. So, we all have growing pains. So it's like, I think when you put the time in, like he did and like he does, and that's probably why you carry yourself more confident. But not right away, I knew he was special, man. Like, he wasn't shooting as far as he shoots out now, but he was
right.
He was still shooting that bitch from far. So, and he was shooting it with confidence, and he was making it. So, I think to see how smart he was and how he understood the game, and then how he helped make my life easier as far as playing together. Like I was like, oh no, he gonna be good. So that first year, he had some growing pains, but I never said nothing to him because I'm like, as soon as he figured this shit out, then we're gonna be back on track and we're gonna be back winning again. So that first year, he was figuring it out, and I didn't say nothing. And you could see that he was learning more and more every game, every month, and he would start taking those big jumps. And then another guy that kind of went at it with Kobe a little bit when he was young and had a good game, and then Kobe kind of stamped him like, yo, he up next too. So I seen it happen twice. Like B-Roy went at it with Kobe, and Kobe was like, well, he ain't got no weakness. He went right.
He's a problem.
He got to the rim. Like when Kobe stamped him with the he ain't got no weakness, and that's when everybody started to watch B-Roy more, because when you have an OG like that stamp you, then everybody gonna want to see it themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Dame had his game against LA where he was just killing them, like getting to the rim, making the right pass, knocking down the three. Like he played a perfect game and we won. And then I think that's when Kobe was on a losing streak against us, like a 4 or 5 losing streak in Portland. So he came out gunning right away, 3-3. Like he was trying to get a win, and the fact that Dame was able to outduel him in that game, he stamped Dame. So I seen 2 guys go at it with, one of the GOATs for me, and then I saw them hold their own, and they got the respect. You know what I'm saying? That they deserved.
What is 2 things that you seen they was similar or alike, and 2 things that made them that they was different in a rookie year that they came out and won Rookie of the Year?
They both knew that they had put the time in, and they both came in very confident. Like B-Roy came in Like, who the fuck is this in front of
Like
me?
he been here before.
Yeah, was it Dan Dick out playing in front of him? Like I don't even know who was in front of him when
Shit, I don't even remember a motherfucker in front of him. He came right in ready to go.
No shade, but yeah. So, but he came in like, nah, I'm about to take over this, and then I think they both came in confident. Because I remember even B-Roy and Zbo had some words one time, and then
I remember that. I remember Zbo snapped on the team.
Yeah.
He snapped on the team, and B-Roy checked him like, "Hey, bro,
nah, you
chill
gotta
out."
do this shit too. And I feel like they both, and so I feel like they both had the confidence of like, I belong here and I can do this. I think the difference, and then would probably be, like the obvious one is health. Like Dame's been more healthy, and like able to do more with his body, able to train more. I feel like B-Roy knew his knees weren't the best, so he couldn't really go after the training like that. So he was kind of smart with the things he did off the court. Whereas Dame was healthy, so Dame would turn that shit up every summer and get better and get better. So I think that was the biggest difference. Is like Dame was able to keep longevity of getting better and better, and I feel like B-Roy knew his life shelf was going to be limited, so he wanted to try to be smart with that.
2014, 2015, you make all NBA second team. You finished 7th in MVP voting. But one of them special things that me and Q had the opportunity of doing, you got signed to Jordan Brand. How was that for you, for one of your favorite players ever, to have the opportunity to wear his shoes and be a part of the brand?
It was a fight to even get there because Nike didn't want to let me go. So it was like I had an offer from a Chinese company, and I had to leverage that to get to Jordan Brand. But I had to make sure that he actually wanted me. And Larry Miller's one of my closest friends. Like, we talk all the time. And I actually got his book.
Portland native.
Yeah, I got his book on my desk, man. Like, that's my guy, man.
Shout out to Larry Miller, man. That's the guy, man. Cool, one of the coolest guys ever, man.
Got your back. So he hit me up. He was like, "Yeah, MJ wants you. We just gotta kind of figure out how to make it happen because the Nike's tired of guys leaving and coming to this side." So anyway, I leveraged the little China contract and got there. And then my shoe. This is probably like the best. Like one of the best parts is, when you first get there, you gotta like get your shoe, get your logo, so you can wear whatever you want for the first, 2 or 3 months. So I'm retro every
Retro
day.
13 guy. This guy is the Retro 13. This is Mr. Retro 13 right here, D-Miles. This is Mr. Retro 13, red, black, and white right here.
You know it, right? You know it.
He got game joints. This was I remember that. That was your shoe.
Because everybody got mad at because I was wearing them, and then Larry was like, "Can you wear something else that's like not so popular?"
You wouldn't wear nothing else but
everybody was calling MJ like, "Why can't he wear them?" And then like MJ kept saying like his shoe isn't ready. So I was wearing all the shoes that everybody wanted to wear, and then like they couldn't wear it. But nah, man, it's an honor. It was an honor. It was a brotherhood. Like they take care of you, as y'all know, more than you could ever imagine. There's boxes on boxes at your door, and
boxes on boxes. You open the door, it's 4 big old boxes right there.
And as soon as you get those out of the way, it's more. And I remember when Juwan Howard came to the team, I went to his house. I was still knocking. I was like, "Bro, why you got all these Jordan boxes just sitting at your door?" He was like, "I got too much shit." I was like, "I would never have too much Jordan stuff." And then I signed with Jordan. I was like, "I got too much Jordan shit." Like, the shit was so bad, I can't even unpack it.
So just tell me how, you explaining it right now, and I already know. So how did you come up that I'm going to build me a mini house for my shoes?
Just because man, like you're getting so many, and you're getting like the exclusive stuff, like the Christmas ones we get, we get some stuff that ain't really ever out there. It'd be like,
the Christmas joints, the Christmas gift never comes out. That's just for us.
Yeah. So I was like, man, as a shoe guy, I love shoes. I'm like, how dope would it be to have a display of all these J's of like, I go outside in my backyard, like a little guest house, but it's all J's. I'm like, that would make me, me appreciate all these more. I'm like, I'm not going to wear some of these shoes. Like, let's put them on display for shoe heads who love shoes. Like, look at this. So then I had just built my house that year I had to build my house. I had some land, so I was like, I got like a nice little corner behind my house. Like, let's just throw it there. So it's like the ones I know I ain't gonna wear, I ain't gonna touch. I want to keep them nice. Let's put them on display because you get some heat, man. It'd be a lot of heat, as you know. You get some heat, and it'd be a lot. So it's like some, like some could be in the house that I'm actually gonna wear, but like the ones I know I ain't gonna touch, like let's put them out back and like put them on display.
Yeah, that's much better than my solution. I got shoes in storage, so
That's why he on punishment all the time. The wife would be on his ass about all them goddamn shoes.
Hey, look, you know how we be smiling. You see the boxes at the door, we be smiling. I turn and look at my wife. She like, where it's going? Where's that gonna go?
He be calling me, hey, let me borrow the truck. I said, bro, I ain't helping you with them goddamn shoes, bro. You taking that shit to the storage yourself.
What's crazy is I have a storage unit too, and it's all day. Like I really
this is the reality.
Crazy.
You just heard it right here. He
So
got
that mean the mini house wasn't even big enough?
No, it was big enough probably when he first got it, and then like, boy, once you get that thing filled up,
yeah.
Like think about my old house, bro, in the garage where I had the whole shoe store, like the setup, like. After that joint get filled up, it's like, okay, on to the next space, whatever that's going to be.
And you try to go through and you try to be like, okay, I won't wear these, so let me try to get rid of these, like, like my cousin or whatever. Even after you do that exercise, you still got so much shit that you just can't keep it all in your house.
Oh, he do that shit every year too?
You have to.
I'm like, where that's going? They're going to cousin Sid. I say, where that's going? That's going to cousin Hound. I said, okay. So where the rest of this shit going in? Oh, this going to storage.
You gotta keep the heat no matter what. Like you ain't give like the really good shit. You ain't giving that away no matter what.
Straight up. Tell me this: you left Portland. Did sometimes when you seen how Dame and CJ played, because I always just felt like you was just a missing piece that they let go. Did sometimes did you feel, no disrespect to San Antonio, but sometimes did you feel like, damn, I wish I probably would have stayed and kind of waited for them guys to develop a little bit?
Every now and then I'm like, damn, if I was still there, it'd be dope to be rocking with them too. And like now they're mature and they're at this level where we all can kind of dominate together. But my point of view is, I think I would have stifled the growth a little bit because I was so ball dominant when I was there. Me and like Dame and I played well together, and he got to get off. But I don't know, like CJ would get off. He would come in off the bench, and then he would get to his bag. So I don't know if it would have ever got to the peak together with CJ being as good as he is now. But of course I did be like, dang, if I was still there and they had me on the inside and they doing their thing on the outside, like, man, I think, you know what I'm saying, I can make a crazy run. But I also feel they all grew once I left because they had some growing pains. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get when you get those growing pains, that's how you get better and better. So I feel like by me leaving, it opened up even more room, opened up more room for them to grow.
Yeah, I definitely. If I in NBA history, if I ever had to trade somebody back or use the one I wanted to go back to Portland and play with them guys, I feel like you was the missing piece for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? To get over the hump.
I do agree with you.
How was it playing for Pop? Pop, one of the best coaches ever, Hall of Famer. Just the San Antonio organization, they always get raves about how professional and just how good an organization they are. And, people sleep on how San Antonio is. San Antonio is a great place to live and be. So just tell us about San Antonio organization and playing for a coach like Pop.
One of the reasons I chose to go to San Antonio because everything that I heard was like family, family, family. And anyone who know me, I'm more of an introverted family, like close, like small group type guy. So that intrigued me to be around people that were like-minded of, you don't have to go do this, this, and this, like just focus on basketball. And so for me, it felt like home right away because, Pop gave you
Texas.
Yeah. I went home for one, but then like personality wise, it was a perfect fit of like, when you're on a younger team and like you're in a small market that hasn't won rings like they have. So then in Portland, we had to do a lot of extra stuff to make sure to keep the fans engaged, the country engaged. And I'm not really the do extra media type guy. I was more of the like locked in on like, I want to be in the gym. I want to watch film. I want to take care of my body. So with me, Portland, I always felt like it was like pulling teeth to get me to do extra media, which it was, because like I felt like if I go hoop on the court, that should take care of everything else. So I went to San Antonio, and that's exactly how they carried themselves. It's like, we don't have to do all the extra media as long as we go take care of stuff on the court and go win. So it was like we had to do like the recommended media, but it was nothing extra. So I was able to focus on like my, a recovery and like get more rest and not feel like I was like getting pulled to do this, that, and this. So for me, the organization was, as everyone knows, it's top notch. Take care of the family. Like your kids can fly on road trips. Like they just make sure that you feel like it's a family and that everyone is taken care of. So I love that. And then playing for Pop, man, like one of the like smartest minds ever was like a growing process for me, because how I like to play, that ain't how he saw me playing. So it was like early on, we kind of had some bumping of the heads, because it was just like, I can't maximize 5 shots, Pop. Like I just came from Portland and I was getting right. 30 shots some nights. Like I remember one night I got 33 shots in Houston. I'm like, you want me to go from 33 shots to 5 shots and like be cool with that? Like I don't know how to process that yet. So it was more of like some back and forth conversations, but he's an amazing coach, very understanding. Like we worked that out. And then once we got our balance, like I loved it, man. He made the game so simple, so easy. And then like, I think I shot the highest percentage of my career, which I always shot like 50 or more. And I think I went above that there because it was so simple, so smart. And we used the players like, like to their strengths. So, like me and Kawhi had pick and roll. I'll be on the block. Like it was easy. And I wouldn't say the NBA was easy. I was just like, the way he executed things made it feel easy, but it wasn't. Like I look up that first year and we were like right behind Golden State that first year. I think we were like 33-2. And I'm just like, how is this even possible? Like we're winning like 12 games, lose 1, win 15, lose like halftime up by 20. It was just like a movie when I first got there. 'Cause I'm like, is this how it feels here to be just up by 20? Like this ain't normal life. Like it felt like weird. So I think, it was an amazing experience. I love that organization. I love the fans. Like I enjoyed my time there, and I grew a lot because Pop was the first coach that didn't really feel pressure for his job because he was doing his job. So we would go in the film room and we would talk about like world stuff, like what's going on over here. So it was like we had time to like focus on like growing our minds and trying to become men rather than just like, we got to practice because I don't want to get fired today.
Right.
We got to go to the gym and just run today because I don't want to get fired. So it's like, it was nice to not have that coach that just has that pressure to prove that he's doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love hearing him come out and speak about, issues and stuff like that.
That's the best part. And I forgot that part. The best part was having him fight for us. Like, get in the media and be like, nah, this is messed up, this is racist, and I don't support it. Like most coaches, like, I don't want to ruffle no feathers.
They stay away from it. He come right out. He come right out, straight to the point.
Yeah, he come to us and he'd be like, I'm going to say this, so y'all cool. Like, yeah, go ahead. And he'll go in there and he'll go to town. Like, I don't think this is right. This is right.
That's dope.
Like, and for us, that made us feel like he had our back because he wasn't afraid to speak on any issue.
And I like that he came to y'all and let y'all know and made sure y'all was cool with it before he went out there and went off like that. That's dope.
Like, you won't be insulted if I have your back on this or that and this. Like, he's a very, very smart and like understanding man. I think the on-court persona is what people envision, but off the court, he's a totally different person.
You from Dallas, Texas. You grew up watching the Big Fundamental. That's the first dude, like you say, in game, bust your ass. Like, how was it to go from there to like now? You playing alongside him, albeit he's like at the end of his career and he's not who he used to be, but he's still Tim Duncan. And then just being able to like, we know how it is. Like, it's a difference than playing against people, sharing the league with them. But then when you get on a team, you get to see different things.
Man, it was better than I ever could imagine because, not speaking down on anyone, you be hearing like, oh man, this guy's a great teammate. But you be like in the back of your mind, like, man, he ain't that fucking good. Ain't nobody that good. You know what I'm saying? Nobody that cool. But you get there and it's like, man, he really is this cool. Like he really is this selfless. Like he really does care about winning. Like he only has one goal, and that's like to make everybody better. Like you get there and you see it, you like, man, like the stories are really true. Like this motherfucker is that nice. Like he like he does care. So to play with him and to struggle in the beginning of like trying to learn the system and how to get my shots and not get volume, he always had my back. He was always in my ear, like just stick with it. Like, like we're gonna figure it out. Like to play with someone that's so selfless and that just cares about winning so much, it was cool because, they always say like, don't meet your, like, cause he's like my favorite player, him and KG when I was younger were like the bigs I try to like be, like model my game after. So to meet someone that was your favorite player and to play with them and then realize like they are that good of a person, it was kind of cool. And then to have him, support me along the way and then kind of pass me the torch a little bit was kind of cool. Obviously, I didn't produce no rings like his ass did, but I tried to keep, us, winning and like going to the playoffs as long as I could. So to have his support in that was kind of nice too.
Q got the ball head. He used to be Team Wavy in the league. How did it feel to be Team Wavy? Because I remember you used to be in the locker room and you used to be brushing away. You used to be 360. How was it to be Team Wavy? Q used to be, but that's long, long gone.
What type of thing? What just happened in here on this part? What you bald headed with? You used to be Team Braids, long wave braids and all that. You ain't got no more hang time, boy. You got hang time on your beard.
Q, we not talking about that. We talking about waves, bro. Yeah. Thank you.
It's not many of us left, but either we're aging out, and then now it's all about the sponge and the dreads and all of that.
I hate these kids' haircut these days. Nobody want to be wavy.
They look unkept, boys, man. Like my oldest son.
They look unkept.
Yeah, my oldest son has that. He spent 15, 20 minutes making it look unkept. I'm like,
you can't get the kids to braid their hair regular or get waves. I'm like, man, you got to either have waves or braids.
Both of my boys got waves. Both of them 360'd out. They spinning.
Yeah, my youngest son got waves, so I talked him into it, and now he's hooked. Like
keep him in it. Keep him in it, man. Keep him wavy.
He all the way.
Say the pops I was wavy out there, man. I got two of these for you. You got to start, you got to bench, you got to cut one. But not cut, you got to trade one. Start, bench, trade. Duncan, KG, Dirk.
I'm going to start Tim. I mean, like the rings got to, you know what I'm saying? If we talk about winning, like that's all I'm basing it off of is he has the most rings out of the whole group. So I'm going to start Tim. I'm going to bench Dirk because that's my guy, D-Town. And then I'm going to trade KG. It's hard.
You going to trade KG?
It's hard.
Ticket.
I'm just asking.
I have like relationships with the other two, so I'm kind of biased. You know what I'm saying? Like me and KG.
Your list. You ain't got to explain yourself.
Yeah. I got another one for you. Start, bench, trade. Blake Griffin, Chris Bosh, or Zbo? Who do you start? Who do you bench? Who do you trade?
That's tough.
I have an opinion. I'm going to wait for his first, though.
Chris, Blake, Zero. If you're going off rings, I got to.
We're going off, what's your coaching style? If you're the coach, who you start, bench, trade?
Zero. Ooh, that's hard. I'm getting stressed. I'm over sweating. What you got, Q? What you got?
I'm gonna go with you. Like off if you're going off winning in rings, you got to start Bosh.
Yep.
Then come back. Did Blake get one with the Celtics? No, he wasn't there then. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, go Zbo.
Then you probably go. So I would go Bosh, Zbo, and Blake.
Yeah.
You'll trade Blake.
Yeah.
If you're going off rings and winning. I mean, Zbo's my guy, even though I don't talk to him like that no more. Like, as I told, all the stories we got, so we got to keep Zbo.
Zbo funny as hell, you know.
Hey, little bro. Come here, little bro.
What's up, man?
What's up with you, man? this is a question I like that. We don't want to hear about, all of us took care of mom, dudes got mom, dudes, a house or a car, whatever, took care of the fam. What did LA do? You said you a car guy, so I feel like you done had some whips in your life. What did you do when you got the bag that you might look at now as a little more adult-like, a little more grown, where it's like, I ain't had to do that, but it felt damn good when you did it. And it might have even been, not necessary, but it felt damn good when you did it.
Did you have an Audi your rookie year?
Yeah, that red one. Candy painted red.
The little one, the R8?
See, I remember my guy, man.
No, the
I had
you
that
can-
Audi now.
No, the A8.
Oh.
That was 2006.
Oh,
The
I was about to say, ain't no way you could fit no R8,
Nah,
dog.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Nah, he had that Audi. I peep him.
I mean, I had bad role models in Zbo and D Miles, so obviously I bought some cars after those two. Like my first
Maybach Phantoms.
Yeah, so I got the Ferrari 599 and I had the back seat redone where I could fit in it. And then I got the Maybach and then I had one more. I can't remember the other one. But those are my two big spenders of you go from like rookie deal to like I'm gonna go spend $200-300 on a car. I had the Maybach and then I had the Ferrari. And I don't.
So you went the Shaq route where you got how does that work when they reconfigure the seating? What they do? They push what they do?
So it was a wall behind the seat, so I couldn't sit all the way back. So I found the guy out of California where he redid the wall to like the gas tank is right there. So he went right up to the gas tank and then he redid the whole wall and redid all the leather and I could fit in that mine.
Stretch that thing back now.
Yeah, get in that
Wow.
Stretch that thing back now.
Around.
Okay.
Tell us about when you heard you had a irregular heartbeat and like the process and how what the doctor said and how it made you decide to take a break from hooping to figure out what was going on with your heartbeat.
First time I found out was rookie season towards the end. When I was starting, so I was playing more after Zbo got injured, and then I was on the bench, and I was sitting there, and I kind of blacked out, and I came back to, and then Jay Jensen saw me black out, and then I tried to go back in again. He's like, no, you got to go to the back. So then they took me to the back, and they put me on like a little EKG thing, and they saw it was irregular, so they took me to the hospital. So that's when I first found out, and I missed the rest of the season because we kind of had to put together a game plan to make sure I was okay. So that's when I had my first heart procedure done in 2006. And I came back and I was fine. And then it sparked up again, I don't know, 2010. So they thought they fixed it. So they went in there to fix the issue and they didn't fix it. So I had to go back in and have another surgery in 2010 preseason. Luckily I got back and it was never an issue during the season. And then I had it happen 2 more times. San Antonio, middle of the season, because every time I had the procedure done, they would study it so they can say, okay, you should feel this, this, and this, and if this happens, then something's not right. Mm-hmm. So then San Antonio, it changed again on me. So then they put out a statement saying I was out indefinitely, for heart stuff. I went and saw a guy in Austin who's a guru, and I went and saw a guy that's in Baltimore. They both did a study on me and said, it's kind of morphed and it's a little bit different. So I have an extra valve in my heart. So it can beat too slow. So when you get in shape, athletes, I don't know if Q ever got in good shape like this, but he was in Miami, so he might
never.
But
trust me.
In Miami, you definitely got in shape. But
believe that.
You know how it drops down, 50s, 60s or whatever. So then when I go to that extra rhythm, it can get down to 30 and you can just pass the fuck out. So that's why you got to study it. So I know what to feel. If I'm going to black out, I sit down and get to a spot. But anyway, they restudied and said, hey, it's changed. So you got to just watch for this, that. I came back again. So then the last time was in Brooklyn, which this one probably hurts the most. I got the vaccine. And at the time I kept asking, I was like, is there any evidence that it causes, any heart palpitations or anything with the heart? They were so, not the team, but the government or whoever, they were so, eager to push it because I didn't want to get it, but I got it. They were so eager to push it that it wasn't any evidence at the time. So then I got the vaccine and I went home that night, and then like I was blacking out over and over, and I couldn't keep consciousness or whatever. It was just kind of weird. So the next morning I went to the hospital, and by then I was normal, but I was like, after what happened last night, I can't go play again. So that's when I stepped away indefinitely.
Which one did you get? Which vaccine did you get?
I don't know. I didn't want it anyway. Like at this point.
Yeah, I didn't want it either, but I had to take one too.
Yeah,
I don't remember which one of them things was it.
Yeah, man,
messed me around. No, I know that.
I try to erase all that stuff now because that's when KD foot was on the line, and that's when he just needed one more shot from a teammate. And like I'm sitting at home, like if I'm there, I could definitely give him a bucket. Like so that would hurt a lot because I feel like if I'm there with that group. I think we actually
you get a chip, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so that hurt.
Most definitely.
That would hurt.
Damn.
Most definitely. If out of all the teams you can play for, all the teammates you never had in your NBA career, if you had to build a starting five plus you, who would be them 4 other guys that you would build your ultimate five?
I did my homework. I saw you always ask this question. This is for me. It's tough because. I played with talented motherfuckers, Dame and B-Roy and Zbo.
Whenever you pick them, they automatically in their prime. It's not like if you play with you play with Tim at the end. If you pick Tim, it's prime Timmy, so you good.
Like I'm kind of stuck because when you play with 3 Hall of Famers, they got to make it. No, like I played with.
I don't know. Who your ultimate five?
I played with Tony Parker in there. I played with Manu, and I played with Tim. So that's 3 spots. If you're going off straight winning and ability, and you know what I'm saying? Like the only one I might tweak is like maybe Dame over Tony because like Dame and I had a really, really good run. So this is what I kind of came up with, and no shade. Like I'm all about peace, man. We got enough, you know what I'm saying?
No, we already know.
It's all fun and love.
Yeah, exactly. We got enough bad shit in this world. But when I was doing this exercise, I know you always ask this shit, so I was just like trying to do my homework. I think I got to go Dame at 1.
Yeah.
Gets tough from here. It's really tough from here.
You play with Kawhi, DeMar DeRozan.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I played with some heavy hitters.
B-Roy.
I played with some heavy hitters. So it's like you got to have something to pitch this off of. Like, it's too hard. I played with some really
Durant.
Dame, KD. Am I on the team, right?
You the 4.
I got to be on the team. I ain't picking none of these. But anyway,
you either 4 or the 5. However you put it.
I got to be the 5 in this situation. So I got Dame, I got KD, because I want Tim at the 5, me at the 4, but I got too many other guards that are good, man.
I say put Tim at the 5, put you at the 4. That's my opinion.
But the NBA small ball now, but it's all time.
I'm going Dame.
KD.
I'm going Dame, KD,
you got you and
Kawhi, and you and Duncan.
Oh, that's a nice one.
But the only issue with that, if you're thinking as a coach, is you need some fillers. Like that's a bunch of ball dominant. So I was gonna think Manu can do a lot of stuff. I wanted to throw Manu in there because he gonna help all that stuff kind of flow. But if he's going off talent, I'd go with that one. Dame, KD, Kawhi, and then like Tim and myself, or you gotta go me at the 5.
That's 4 top 75s in you.
And that's defense and offense.
That's 4 top 75s. Dame, KD, Kawhi, and Timmy are top 75. And you. That's a crazy ass 5.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
We're gonna put it in the bracket and see. We're gonna get the fans to vote who they think. We're gonna do a bracketology bracket war.
When you came to the league, I know your mom had a big presence in your life. Throughout this interview, you done mentioned her a couple of times. I know what your mom mean to you, but just tell the world and tell us, man, like your whole journey in life and how she's a grandma mom, just what your mom meant to you and what she done for you to get you to this point in life.
Yeah, man. She just was like on the ground floor, developing like the morals and the character and the the foundation that I could grow and take it and, go to do what I wanted to do. But no, man, she's always had my back, no matter good, bad, and different, whether I'm right or wrong, or, you know what I'm saying? She's always had my back.
Yeah,
She's been
ride or die.
Yeah, 10 toes down. So, nah, man, she just helped me get to where I am. She battled and worked all day, to provide for me and my brother. And, without her, I definitely wouldn't have had an opportunity to be where I am today. So it's just like you appreciate someone that's, working their tail off and trying to provide for you and, trying to do anything they can to help you, achieve your dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing what she can do to put food on the table and, keep lights on in the house. And also at a younger age, instilling to me of trying to be, excellent. Like, we don't make C's in this house, we make A's and B's, and I really want all A's.
Mm-hmm.
If you start learning to have that standard at a young age, and that's what carries you throughout life. So that's maybe the difference of me, staying after the game and then going to shoot, or like you said, or man, I'm gonna go drink. Like, maybe that standard that she set at a young age, maybe that's what carried over to those, days after the game. You don't know. So I'm just very appreciative of what she instilled in the base that she gave me. And through every surgery, injury, like, she hasn't missed one surgery. It doesn't matter where it is, where, what's going on, how big, how small, like, she makes every surgery. So, I just appreciate like her support for sure.
Shout out to your moms, man.
Yeah, I remember she being down there all the time in your rookie year.
Yeah. And
all that stuff. And one thing she did that was great for you, she kept you away from them jail blazers.
Man, no, I was kicking it with y'all. I was at y'all house. Y'all got shipped out.
We used to watch boxing matches, all that stuff, cook, all that stuff.
It wasn't that bad, though. I feel like, as I said, the picture that was painted to me and what y'all really were about was opposite. Y'all never tried to get me to not go to practice. Y'all never tried to talk me into doing something stupid. Y'all always looked out for me.
We definitely wasn't on that.
Yeah, so it was like y'all
always definitely wasn't on that. Man. It's nothing important. So only thing else to talk about is guys riding around with big rims on their car.
Exactly. I remember one time. I'll tell one story about D Miles. It's safe, but
it's safe.
We went out one time in Portland, like a little rinky-dink club or whatever, and we kicking it. And I think Zbo showed up late, but we in there. And like, you could get drinks and stuff or whatever and kick it or whatever. And then D Miles, at this time, I'm a rookie. He threw me like 2 racks and was like, go buy some drinks. I was like, cool. So I was like, what do you want? He was like, well, just give me this. Like, he ordered 1 drink. I went and got 1 drink, put the rest of that money in my pocket, and went home. I spent $25 on that drink, and the other $1,900 in my pocket, and I went home.
I think I remember that club too. I can't think of the name, but it was right downtown. What?
He didn't even ask.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
you got it. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and go home. I'm good, bro.
Man, you gotta look out for the rookies, man. You gotta look out for the rookies, man. Keep them right, man.
Well, that's love, man. We appreciate you pulling up on us, LA. D Miles rookie, man. We had to make it happen. Come live on location with the guys, man. LA, LaMarcus Aldridge. Y'all tap in. Check us out.
Straight up.